Hey, welcome to day 137. We're in Psalms 50, 73, and 74. And we have 5 quick points to make today. All right. We read about God being the judge in chapter 50. In Psalms 50, verse 6, it says, Then let the heavens proclaim his justice, and for God himself will be the judge. Just in case you weren't sure who was going to be sitting on the throne at the judgment seat, it'll be God. So some people say there will be justice. The entity justice will be sitting on there. I'm not sure really what that means. It does talk about justice being his something part of God or whatever. But this verse, and I think it's obvious, God is going to be the judge. If you look in Revelation, the great white throne judgment, God is going to be the judge. Verses 9 and 10. But I do not need, this is God speaking, I do not need, all right? What doesn't he need? He doesn't need bulls from your barns or the goats from your pens. This is just another section where it's reiterating the sacrifices aren't a necessity, and it's not where you're getting your salvation. It's obedience, following those rules to do those sacrifices. That's not what he needs. Okay, verse 10, For all the animals of the forest are mine, and I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. The point is, I don't need what I already have. You have the freedom to make a choice. I desire your heart. That's what God really wants. And really, it gets to this, verse 23. But giving thanks is a sacrifice that truly honors me. If you keep to my path, I will reveal to you the salvation of God. So giving thanksgiving makes God happy, and he reveals his salvation to us. 2 more verses, and one in chapter 73, verse 23. Yet I still belong to you, you hold my right hand. Just another reference of God holding your right hand. Such a cool thing. I used to think it was only said once. I think we've talked about it 2 or 3 times now. And then the last thing, the Leviathan. I used to think there was only one verse about the Leviathan, the great sea monster. Chapter 74, verse 14. You crush the heads of Leviathan and let the desert animals eat him. You could have Googled how many times Leviathan is used. But you should also Google the great sea monster. That doesn't have anything to do with anything. That's just one of my things that is crazy to think about, that they mentioned the great sea monster Leviathan. Who knows what it was? Maybe it was a leftover, I don't want to say dinosaur, because they were all taken away in the flood as well. So that opened up another can of worms when I said that. Anyway, that is day 137. I'll see you tomorrow.